Hey, Book. Monty, and maybe you mentioned it after game 2 that you want to try to look at this game as it's 0-0 and put yourself in an urgent mindset. Obviously, you guys are up 3-1 in the Clippers series. Don't get game 5. Does that inform at all how you can actually maybe something you didn't do that game that you can drum up for game 3?
Yeah. I mean, I think there was some games in the previous series where we didn't bring it. Simple as that, and not on the make or miss, didn't bring it, just from the energy standpoint, energy and effort. So I think since that game, we've picked it up in that regard and, understand we can't control if we make or miss shots, but, the 50-50 balls and the intensity throughout the team can always have another level.
Gina here in the second row.
Book, I'm going to put you in the time machine to go back to when you were in Mississippi and going to watch Chris play in New Orleans. Just, do you have a favorite memory from a game watching him as a fan, and just maybe what initially made you a fan of his, where you're wearing his shoes in high school and all that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I was a fan of his before I got to see him live. But see, every time he hit a 3 down there in New Orleans when they used to do the CP3, and so that that used to have me hyped for sure. Yeah, some really good times.
Dwayne here in the front.
There we go. Devin, I wanted just to ask about when you look at the Bucks and Holiday and Middleton, what have you guys done well, you feel like, against them defense? Is it a matter of just making them work for their looks? What things do you feel like you guys have done well against those two?
Yeah, that's all you can do. Players of that talent, that caliber, that score the ball as they do, they can just try to make it hard on them. It's not a one-person assignment. Even if Mikal or Jay is the guy starting on them, it has to be communicated throughout the team. So, half the game is ball screens and switching out. So, everybody has to be locked in. So, I always talk about it, but communication amongst each other and being honest with each other, and, not trying to make the same mistake twice, because those guys will make you pay.
I remember earlier when I first started covering the team, there was questioning your defense, and you were saying, look, it's a 5-man deal here. It's not just a one deal. And now you're being praised for your competitiveness on that end. Just speak to how, not necessarily how the narratives change, but just how you're embracing that end maybe more than you did maybe earlier in your career. Maybe you did earlier in your career.
Yeah,
just wasn't noticed.
That's what I was about to say. I think I've never enjoyed getting scored on. But, you get to the NBA and, there's different coverages for different teams. There's different schemes. And, what I just said about our team, everybody has to be on the same page. Whether one person is off or, a step behind, it can, put you in different rotations that you're not supposed to be in. So just understanding that, as a team, we try to communicate amongst each other. And, when you're going against dynamic scorers and guarding people, you want to use all 5 guys.
Vince in the back left here.
Hey, Devin, you guys, I know it sounds simple, but you make your free throws, you don't turn the ball over, you don't beat yourselves. Those are usually characteristics of like an older veteran team. For you guys to be so young, do you feel more mature? I guess, do you feel that compared to maybe years before where you're not going to beat yourself on a nightly basis?
Yeah, I think we've played well, down the stretch, especially during the playoffs. But we had some learning curves for sure. We had some talks amongst the team and being better in those last 5 minutes or those last 2 minutes. Obviously, you want to play great every possession, but, when it's time to lock in and not make any more silly mistakes, you want to be locked in as much as possible. And, starting with Coach Monty and guys like Chris, they stress the details of the game throughout the whole season, whether we're up 20, down a lot down a lot in the game, we're still stressing the details of the game. And, I think we've seen a lot of different situations.
We're going to go Steve, Eric, and then to Zoom.
Hi, Devin. What are the reasons you see for why your group travels so well? Better than any other team. You have the best road record.
I'd say we have a close team. I mean, but I feel, a lot of teams can say that. We spend a lot of time together. We get our laughs in together for sure, daily. And I don't know, there's a feeling about it. We enjoy playing on the road, and, I think that brings our team together even more. I know we spent a lot of time, a lot of our free time this year, especially with the COVID protocols, spending time together. Not with our families on the road, just, somebody hosting, we're playing cards. We have 10, 12 guys in the room at a time.
Eric?
Hey, Devin. I was talking to Brooke Lopez about it a little bit, and then Chris a little bit about the idea of like thinking the game, that like in the first quarter you pick something up and say like, oh, okay, if I do that again, they're going to do this. What do you feel like you've kind of learned with Chris around in doing that? And maybe you're not going to use it right away, but you're going to remember it down the road. Yeah,
I think it's the highest level of basketball. And it's, for me, it's been a new experience, but, it's been a joy to be a part of it. And, dissecting the game and doctoring the game in that regard. But, all great teams make adjustments, and at this level, that's what's going to happen. So if you think you get a easy look, or you think you're going to get away with something for over a quarter or over a possession, it's not going to happen. Teams are going to adjust to it, and, you have to know how to make an adjustment to their adjustment.
Was there a time where like Chris picked up on something and you were like, how do you remember that? Or like anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, that happens all the time. I just told a story last interview, like watching film with him also, like he will call something out that was so far away from the ball or what happened, and he's going to make sure he gets right back to it. He's going to rewind it, no matter if it was a minute or 2 minutes ago in the game, and stress it. So, those are the details that I'm talking about that, we've learned can make or break a game for you. And this time of the year, you need every game you can get.
Palmer, last two questions on Zoom.
Next is going to be Cassidy Hubbard with ESPN. Final question will be Richard Science.
Devin, we saw Julius Randle recall the story in the Players Tribune, how Kobe would head to a gym anytime he arrived to a city on the road, no matter what time. When you think about the extra work you put in that you get praised for when it comes to your work ethic and what the cameras don't see, what are the times that you think about?
Most of my life, to be completely honest. I don't really do too many cameras in my workout, or, feel the need to portray it to the world when I'm working and when I'm getting in the gym. Just understanding, you can't cheat yourself. You can't cheat the steps to get to where we're at today and what we're competing for. So, a lot of it goes unseen, but, once you make it to a level, it's, you're gonna have to perform, and they'll tell then.
Final question is Richard Science with Fox 10.
Hey, Devin, you guys kind of talked about, after winning game one, that you knew the Bucks were going to come out strong in game two. I would imagine that's going to be amplified for this game, considering, now you guys are in Milwaukee. How important is it to kind of weather that storm early, or do you come out with the mindset of you try to hit them early?
Yeah, it's the finals. We're playing for the prize. I don't think, there's going to be a storm that we haven't seen. Those guys are bringing it, we're going to bring it. And, that's that.
You talked about,
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is it for the room in here.